Alright then, I guess I'll have to help you. What a shame that this is the last of the Twilight. I'd become so fond of seeing it covering this world. Or is it really the last you'll see? So, shall we get going? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess with me, the Doctor. In the last episode, we got about 4 or 5 bloody pieces of heart, around Eldin area generally and Kakariko Village. Got the Hawkeye, got some bombs, and then got here into Twilight. And the first thing we're going to do is have a little snifty of this thing. Because something over there looks like it whiffs pretty fiercely. But Doctor, can you at least promise me this? Just come home safely. You learned the scent of Hylia! You smell the girl, don't you? I can tell by the look on your face. Well, good. It's another clue then. But this scent could be quite old. I wonder if she's still alright. And so we're just gonna follow the scent! There we go, I was facing the wrong direction, I got it all turned around. And yeah, so this is another classic, like they like to do this the moment you get into Twilight. It's just kind of like, in case it's not obvious where you go in this narrow, thin gully, they kind of get you to follow the scent. Anyway, just as a real kind of here is 100% definitely where you need to go. Hey, haven't we seen this castle before? So, we finally made it back here. Well, only a little farther, so hang in there. Or so I'd like to say, but the going's a lot harder from here on out. Alright then, let's get started. Yeah, so Hyrule Castle this is like, we actually had this pretty much this exact view in a cutscene. But yeah, this is where we came in when we got dragged here, when we got first turned into a wolf. And fuck, that's a fair distance. Look at it on the map, it's like the entire extent of that distance. That shadow thing like just dragged us to Hyrule Castle. You'd think they'd have a prison much closer to home. Anyway, if we bring up the scent, you'll see that it's just pretty much following along here. So it follows along the main frickin' obvious road for a change. Oh god, these things got fire arrows. They're learning. Let's try. Oh my god. Oh god, there's a trumpet, but there's 2 trumpets. Fuck me. Wow, things could get rough here. Oh god, is that a bloody 3rd trumpet bird? Oh, it is! Lord, 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 Lord. Oh, we're okay. Actually, we're okay because I'm a massive badass. Yeah, that's when it's not so bad, the fact that kind of like I've talked about, the kind of wolf tackle knocks someone out of combat for a while. It's really annoying and slow if you're trying to kill a single enemy in single combat. But when you're actually surrounded, it's quite useful to be able to like take them out one by one. Anyway, the centre's also going across this bridge. And at this point, I feel I should just prepare you for the fact that this section, so Lanayru province, is not only, I think, pretty much the, yeah, it is, I would say it is the largest province in the game that's covered by Twilight. And also, I can hear a trumpet bird. Yeah, motherfucker! It's the largest province that's covered by Twilight, and consequently, it's the longest section of Twilight, as we've been for all of this episode, and I suspect all of next episode as well, because it's a while before you even get to like the kind of shadow insects here. Like, there's a lot to do. It doesn't drag particularly, but there is just a lot of it. So, if you don't like Twilight, don't watch Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess with me, the Doctor. Really, I mean, if you don't like Twilight, it's your own problem. But yeah, we are essentially going to be in the Twilight Zone for the foreseeable future, and I need to stop fucking calling it the Twilight Zone. I deliberately put that thing up every time. That's what Future Doctor does to take the piss out of me. It's really annoying, and I hate that he does it, but it's supposed to make me stop, but it doesn't. The Twilight Realm, I think it is. Or is it just called Twilight? It must be called the Twilight Realm. That makes sense. Anyway, scent's still going through here, into the town immediately surrounding Hyrule Castle. So, we've actually seen this in a cutscene before, and as you can see, there's a lot of people here. Like, this was, I believe, it was Ordona's first vision about, like, what happened to, the Twilight, or someone gave us that vision, certainly, and when, yeah, I think it was Faron, when Faron was like, the people have passed into Twilight unaware that they've passed into Twilight. And here you kind of really get an idea of that. that everyone's just kind of going on with their lives, not really realising. So the scent goes in there and back out again. And that's the medical clinic, which is not a good sign for dear Hylia. Anyway, let's continue following the scent along. Of course, no one can see us. Do remember that, about being in the Twilight Realm. There! I did it! Fuck you. No, what's his name this time? The bloke who used to do the Twilight Zone, whose name I can't remember. But yeah, there's also a lot of loading barriers in the Twilight Realm. Yes! Oh, twice in a row. Not even just specifically in the Twilight Realm, but within Hyrule Castle Town, you load into a lot of areas. We'll be back here a fair bit later in the game. But, for now, scent goes into here. Telna's Bar. Let's get bevved. This boy, can you save him? Alright, little lady, try and settle down, okay? I just sent for the doctor. That's me. Haha. But this is strange, a child of the Zoras. I wonder if this is all related to the incident the soldiers were talking about in back. Oh, what an emotional reunion! Yes, a girl and her wolf. Sorry, but you know how it goes. These folks can't see you either. You're a piece of shit, Midna. Anyway, soldiers in back seemed important, so let's see what they've got to say. Oh, let's attack a table as well. I've received orders from above to investigate why we can't go to the Spirit Spring and the Spirit Spring in Lake Hylia. Got that? Well, that was the worst fucking MacGuffin ever. Well, anyway. God. Heavy-handed plot is heavy-handed. Anyway, let's run to a bloody wall again. Let's head out. And yes, when I said head out, I did mean all the way out of the town, because there's actually nothing more we can do in there for now. Obviously, as I say, the game's MacGuffin was fairly clear of you need to head to... try and head to that red point on the map, the Spirit Spring. For those who aren't familiar with the phrase MacGuffin, it means a plot device that has no function within the plot itself other than to be a plot device. So basically a kind of, you need to go here for this reason. There's a fun story about it that's kind of related to Scotland, where I live, which is amusing. Of it's some famous director, whose name I can't remember, who said he came up with the phrase after seeing someone on a train with a kind of massive, like, device wrapped in cloth. And he kind of asked this Scotsman, What's that in your bag there? And he's like, aye, lad, that be a MacGuffin. That's a device for capturing lions in the Scottish Highlands. And the director was like, but there are no lions in the Scottish Highlands. And to which the gentleman replied, aye, then that's no a MacGuffin. And that's apparently the reason behind the name for it, which is unusual, but there you go. MacGuffin is a essentially pointless plot device that exists purely to be a plot device. Anyway, enough of my shit. We're getting a really cool view of one of the coolest but most improbable structures in this game, and that's saying a lot compared to the second to last dungeon in the game. Third to last dungeon in the game. Yeah, that bridge is structurally unsound. Like, so one of two things happened. Either they built pillars that they didn't need, and so the bridge can hold itself up fine without the pillars, they were just entirely decorative. Or they have a bridge that needs pillars that somehow is holding itself up without them. We'll say magic. Anyway, when we go onto the bridge, you'll notice there's this weird goop on the floor. It's not Paper Mario, Mario Sunshine. Hey, do you smell anything funny? Yeah. I'm an idiot. Smells like bullshit to me. We could move during this time, but we're not going to, apparently. Right, now this is something I've wondered about for a long time. And see if anyone who's got access to materials can prove me wrong. But don't hurt yourselves doing this. Fire arrows. Can you really, like, light oil on the ground by shooting a flaming arrow at it? I really wonder about that a lot, which tells you a lot about me. Anyway, let's hop off the bridge. Whew, that was a close one. We're lucky there was a puddle down below, huh? So this is Lake Hylia, but there's so little water. It sounds like the Spirit Spring should be around here somewhere as well. Anyway, let's take a look around. So yeah, this is, as she says, inverted commas, Lake Hylia. More like Pond Hylia. The drop in water has been faster than predicted. At this rate, Lake Hylia will dry up. It's a race against time. We've had absolutely no water flowing from upstream. There's no mistaking it. Something must have happened at the water's source in our home, Zora's domain. Yet how are we to return upstream to our home? With the way things are, we can't even walk back there. Well, I mean, obvious plot is obvious, which is apparently that's the running theme of today's episode. Anyway, there's another spirit here. I'm too old for this. Fire and Falby's watertop land of fantastification. It's our grand reopening at our new lake bottom location. Whey. Yeah, nice lake. Don't lakes usually have more, I don't know, water? Did the Zoras who live upriver do something? Or is it a curse in that spirit up there? Whatever, it's not like I can go and complain. That's way too high. Oh, was that? A customer? Yikes, it's a monster! That was a strange voice, but hey, you know me, I run with it. And this is, again, the game pointing you in really fucking obvious directions. Let's go over and speak to them, or not speak to the monster, but engage him! Yeah, so apparently enemies can do that. Anyway, here we engage a kind of like mini-boss. So the Boblin on top of the Shadow Kargarok, to use their technical name rather than Trumpet Bird, is firing fire arrows at us, and the Kargarok generally flies around. And what you're waiting for is for it to really kind of like swoop down and make a low pass at you. That's a funny phrase. Right, this is a phrase that I don't know if you have in America. When it gets close, press A, and then hammer A and bite on it. It's a phrase I don't know that exists in America, so I'm curious to see, but to make a pass at someone in Britain is to kind of like try and get with someone in a kind of like relationship kind of way. So that was why I made myself laugh. Anyway, we've killed it. Well, we haven't actually killed it. This fucker's still alive, but hey, let's do a murder. There we go. Hey, stop it! I'm your new master now, settle down. Hey, why don't we use this guy to get us all the way up to the lake's water source? That sounds safe. That sounds like an excellent idea, and there's nothing that can go wrong with it. So, controlling this thing is relatively straightforward. If you've got pointer controls on, you point. Otherwise, like I'm doing, down goes up goes down, and then left goes left and right goes right. And we just press A to kind of like boost. This is a relatively easy section because you've got a lot of space. There are Boblins firing arrows at you, but I mean, it's quite impressive if you get hit by them, and even if you are hit by them, it's not really the end of the world. The only thing that will really kind of like stop your fun is if you hit something like dead on, like face plant into a wall or something like that. They have bomb arrows, as you can see. They can kind of destabilize some of the structures, but they're all relatively easy to dodge. If you hit like a rock wall, like face on, then the Kargarok will drop Link, like the Wolf Link, and you will not go to space today. But like, even like that is unlikely to happen because, as I say, you've just got so much space to maneuver, and with dashing as well, you can, if you really do end up in a bad position, you can just kind of dash out of the way of it. You can see on the map kind of like how far we're going. We're basically aiming for that circle at the end. And this is basically, yeah, the kind of like dried up version of Zora's River, which looks really cool, this kind of huge canyon. And this is, I think, slightly more difficult to aim when you're in... actually, yeah, if they shoot those with bomb arrows, they then start like dropping dropping way more boulders than there are possibly falling in the stalactite. But hey, I mean, when it comes to physical improbabilities, I already have a lot of issues with this. I mean, I say issues. It's not like it's something that actually limits my enjoyment of this game at all. It's just mildly ridiculous from a scientist's point of view. But anyway, unsurprisingly, the glowing keyhole of light is where we're headed for. And here we are at Upper Zora's River. River, once again, much like lake, in inverted commas. Camera points over there to that spirit, but we're not actually going to interact with it at all for now. Ah, we're already here? That bird turned out to be more useful than I expected. Well then, where's the village of the Zoras? Let's look for it. It's getting cold, hurry up. Indeed, if we head down here, you'll see it's actually very cold. That's as in we are now running in snow. That happened all of a damn sudden, didn't it? Oh, hey, what's going on here? I thought it was getting colder, but you wouldn't have thought it would all be frozen. This is the Zora village, right? Why don't I see any, then... Well, anyway, let's check things out. Let's find the Zoras. I think I did the emphasis quite wrong on there. I was supposed to say, why don't I see any? Like, why don't I see any dot... I read the dot. She wasn't sure what she saw any of, not that she didn't see any Zoras. But yeah, Zora's Domain, frozen over. Exactly like when you're an adult Link in Ocarina of Time. So, that's fun. But unlike that, there's a key difference here. Anyway, let's start Midna jumping up here. And we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is potentially an extremely annoying segment for reasons I will hopefully not show you, but yeah, Icicle dropped down there. Missed us, but no, you'll see what I mean. Oh, dear me. Let's get back up on there. I mean, it is cool, the idea of jumping up a frozen waterfall, but hey. 1, 2, 3. Yep. It's literally... As far as I'm aware, impossible to make that first try. You will always get like knocked off at that same point while you wait for the icicle to fall, which is really fucking annoying that they kind of make you do this thing multiple times for no real reason other than fuck you. Up! Yeah, even more annoying. They make you do it 3 times. I shit you not. I have never, like, let me know in the comments if you've done it yourself, but I've never found a way to do that in not 3 attempts. And then from here, we need to grab back onto that, and we can do a final set. For some reason, they couldn't make this the same Midna jump. Anyway, we're finally at where we need to go. Yeah, it's really annoying. Kind of forces you to do the same thing over and over again, which Nintendo's usually good at avoiding, but sometimes, fuck, they're bad at repetitive gameplay. And so... Ooh, that was a strange noise. You'll have heard that because So, we're going to kill some Shadow Beasts. So we're going to start by killing the Loner, as you always should, and kill the other 2 first. Yeah, I've been having problems with my mic stand, so my mic's actually sitting on the table for once, which is why you'll probably hear a lot more noises than you usually do, because usually it's on a fancy little suspension arm, which generally insulates it from the loud noises I make. But at the moment... Sorry, that will have been really loud. I feel bad about that. But like if I put my drink down... It's really fucking annoying, whereas usually it's hovering awesomely above the desk. A portal is opened here too. We can finally warp. If you want to breathe the air of the world of light for a moment, let me know and I'll take you there. And that is indeed what we want to do. But first things first, want to see something creepy? Those are the Zoras. Wow, this is really strange. What in the world happened? Hey, what do you want to do? We can't just leave them like this. I think all we need to do is thaw them out. It does us no good to just stand here thinking, let's leave and come back later. The portal should work for us. We need to find a way to melt the ice and come back here. Man, this is the episode of heavy-handed plot, certainly, but... Like, that image, like, fuck. When I was a kid and... Okay, I wasn't a kid when this first came out. I was, like, teenager. But still, like, that, like... affected me, not like affected me, but it was a moment in this game where I was like, fuck, like seeing all the Zoras like swimming together and like up towards the surface and frozen in place. That's creepy as anything, that is. Anyway, all the heavy hints have been to warp, so we're going to warp. Specifically, we're going to warp to Death Mountain. See if you can remember why. Cast your mind back to 3, maybe 4 episodes ago. So, here we are. Obviously, Midna doesn't come with us because we're in the world of light now, but hey, who remembers this thing? This thing has been here for a while now, 4 episodes, but it's still pretty hot. And indeed, we can warp straight back to Zora's Domain. Let's bring this thing with us as well. This should be good enough to melt the ice.